Building a foundation will bring stability in understanding of important political theories. There are n number of political theories where international relations are depending upon. Have you heard about the butterfly effect? The butterfly effect means a particular thing, something is going in one part of the world and it affects the another part of world. Let's take for an example, introduction of the steam engine in the Western countries or especially the European continent affected the Eastern world. So this kind of nexus we need to build. This kind of interlinkages we need to build. So there are major three components. First is studying the countries or bilateral relations within these countries. Second is the global and the regional groupings. And the third is the major institutions or the major bodies through which the geopolitics is affected. Hello everyone. Myself Nikita Pratap. Today we would be having an orientation session on international relations, which is based on your general studies paper. So today's orientation will address your major three questions. First is what is the UPSC syllabus line given to the students. Second is how we need to address or how we need to build the previous year's questions or how we need to make the analysis of previous year's question. Third is what strategy we need to keep while building our foundational pillars. Okay, so all these questions, all these three questions will be addressed in today's orientation session. Okay, so while going towards our discussion, we would be having a roadmap around the syllabus statement as we talked. The second is marking system which UPSC keeps, the demand which UPSC keeps from the student. The third is analyzing the competition, what is the marking system, how the competition is getting tougher, and what demanding from the present competition. The fourth is what should be our strategy. Okay, this is a major question which is asked by many students to me that ma'am, what approach we need to keep, timetable we need to build, what strategic timetable we need to build. So all this question will be addressed in this orientation session. Coming towards our first question, that is what is UPSC syllabus line? Now before going towards the syllabus line, what is general studies? General studies is different from the general knowledge. General knowledge is just knowing the artifacts or the factual details of a particular subject. However, on another side, general studies is knowing about the in-depth of that particular subject. In-depth means how, why, where, what. Okay, all this kind of question needs to be addressed in your general studies subject, whichever subject it is. Now coming towards the IR subject, it is given in general studies paper 2. And we have India and its neighborhood relation. Secondly, we would be having the bilateral and regional groupings. Thirdly, we would be having the effects of policies, effects of governance, effects of the international decision makings on Indian diaspora. And fourth and most important is the international institutions and agencies and their structural mandate. So we need to address all this by preparing for our exam. We need to address this while preparing with the current affairs. We need to address this while going for your notes as well. The first question, what is syllabus line, is being addressed. The second question is how we need to address the previous year's analysis. Now, what is meant by analysis? Analysis is something where we study, where we get some data, the overall data, what we need to focus, which area we need to focus, okay? And now based on this area, we have divided our syllabus and we can see that bilateral, regional and global groupings like questions or the questions based on this bilateral and regional groupings have been asked at higher weightage. Secondly, the neighborhood relation. Thirdly, the international institutions. And fourthly, the effects of policies and politics. So in this way, we can assure that which theme, which topic we need to have a deeper focus or which topic we need to push more for our better scoring. Okay, talking about the mark weightage system, since last 5 years, we have seen the constant 50 marks weightage for the international relations. Now, this was your mains analysis. Coming towards your preliminary analysis, that is preliminary examination, which is the first stage of your UPSC competitive exam. Here also we have divided the syllabus on that particular 4 to 5 themes only. And we can see that the frequency of asking the question by UPSC have been increasing year by year. And in the very recent last year, we have seen that international relation was asked for 18 marks. Now, try to decide the significant factor over here. Try to decide the significant factor over here. How important are these themes? And how important is the analysis of this frequency? We need to analyze this so that we can stick up to a particular timetable. We can stick up to our boundaries where we need to address the important themes and which areas we need to discard. That is why keeping your syllabus copy is necessary, and secondly, having the previous year's question analysis is necessary. Now, building this two important question, after discussing this two important question, let us start with the third question. But before going towards the third question, I would like to first address the most important question, that is, why foundation of international relations is necessary. Why foundation of international relations is necessary. Now, building a foundation will bring stability in understanding of important political theories. There are n number of political theories where international relations are depending upon. Not all, but at least major political theories we need to address where you will be building your pillars. The second most important aspect is, through these political theories, through this previous studies by the philosopher, by the great thinkers, you will be building your personality. And building your personality is just not only building your personality, but building your decision-making capacity. And building your decision-making capacity plays a very important role when you are having your interview stage. That is the final stage of this competitive exam. The third significance of having foundation is, you will be having a general overview, a stable general overview, that which continent is necessary to study, which country is necessary to study, what are the major happenings, and what is the cause-effect graph. Now, what do I mean by cause-effect graph? Have you heard about the butterfly effect? The butterfly effect means a particular thing, something is going in one part of the world, okay, and it affects the another part of world. Let's take for an example, introduction of the steam engine in the Western countries, or especially the European continent, affected the Eastern world beyond the Constantinople. So this kind of nexus we need to build. This kind of interlinkages we need to build, and this interlinkages will help you in decision making. It will help you in building an eagle eye where you need to have a proper innovative solution method while giving your mains answer. Now, beyond your mains answering, you also need a subconscious analysis in your mind. Okay. Now, this subconscious analysis in your mind will build your confidence in your preliminary examination as well, especially in the statement-based questions. Now, the statement-based questions are very tricky to solve if you are going or you are depending just on the factual data. So building the consensus, building the analysis, building a subconscious artifacts is necessary. And this will be done through a strong foundation, through a strong pillar, which will be done here in International Foundation batch. Coming towards our third question, that was what strategy we needs to build. Okay, now before addressing this question, or while addressing this question, or before beginning the study, the first question which come into the aspirant mind is what sources we need to refer for international relations. Although there is not a specific source for international relations, but keeping an authentic source is necessary. Now, what is meant by authentic source? Now, you have seen majorly in preliminary examination, जब UPSC एग्जाम की कोई की आती है, आंसर की आती है, we find that many of the answers are different, okay, different from the institutes. Answer keys which were given by the institutes were different from the answer keys which UPSC have given you. So, in this scenario, we need to have a proper resource, proper government data, okay. First is your NCERT, that is Contemporary World Politics, which is class 12th NCERT. And with this, you would be having also the current affairs updation from Samachar Manthan, and moreover, the notes from the Challenge and Strategy by Rajiv Sikri and the India's Foreign Policy by VP Dutt. And if time and energy permits you, you can also go for Does Elephant Dance by David Malone. In this way, we would be having our strong pillared structure. We would be having a clear understanding of this international relations subject for our GS examination. Fine. Now coming towards our main chunk, main course, that is what are the main components which we need to focus while preparing for your UPSC examination while studying international relations. So there are major three components. First is studying the countries or bilateral relations within these countries, the major economies, the major countries. Second is the global and the regional groupings. And the third is the major institutions or the major bodies through which the geopolitics is affected. So coming towards the first component, that is the countries and the bilateral relations. So आप पूछोगे कि सारे कंट्रीज करने जरूरी है, तो नहीं, सारे कंट्रीज करना जरूरी नहीं है. बेसिकली वही कंट्रीज करने हैं जो मेजर हो, जिनका डिसीजन मेकिंग अफेक्ट करे हमारे इंडिया पर, जिनकी डिसीजंस अफेक्ट करे पर्टिकुलर रीजन पे. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम एशिया की बात करें तो कंट्रीज लाइक रशिया, चाइना, जापान needs to be studied. If we come towards the Western world, especially the European countries, we need to study Germany, like countries, France, है ना. And if we come towards the North American continent, we need to study the Canada, America. Whenever these major countries are in news, we need to address this news. We need to update ourselves with this news. Now, the second component, the second main component is regional groupings. The second main component is the regional groupings. Now, why these regional groupings are important? Because these regional groupings are the product of the present geopolitics, the changing geopolitics of the world. Let's take an example for Quad. Now, Quad is a result of what? It is a result of Indo-Pacific issues. BRICS is a result of what? A neighborhood relation. So, in this way, we need to analyze what is the objective, which countries are present in these groupings, and why this grouping is necessary, and the decision taken in these groups, how does it affect the global economy, how does it affect the regional geopolitics, And how does it affect the northern and the southern countries? The difference or the gap between the northern and the southern countries. So in this way, we need to study the international relation in this foundation batch. The third aspect, the third main component is the major institutions or the major bodies like United Nations, IMF, World Bank, WTO, that is World Trade Organization. Now, all these names might be, so for some they might be common, for some people it might be like usual. The thing is, why we need to study these major institutions? Now, these institutions are such institutions, some are binding, some are non-binding for all the member countries. Like WTO, does it have any effect? Does the decision taken at a WTO summit have effects on our domestic market? Does it affect our society? So yes, it affects. Hence, the study of WTO becomes necessary. Considering the second example, United Nations. Why it is necessary to study the coalitions of the United Nations with other countries? Now, recently we saw the United Security Council took a stand over the Gaza crisis. And what happened after that? We can see eventually after that, US pulled out from the West Asia. So in this way, we need to gauge our international dynamics, international politics, and how eventually it affects the economy of these countries, how it affects the trade policies. Now, when a particular region is disturbed politically, a particular region when it is disturbed geographically, it affects the economy, it affects the society, and eventually it affects the trades and systems as well. So while doing all these three components, we need to understand the basics of this subject. Now, what is the basic of this subject? First is you need to address the geographical locations. Now, why it is necessary to address the geographical locations? The reason is knowing the geography of that particular region gives idea about the available natural resources, whether renewable, whether non-renewable. It gives idea about the demand and supply of that particular region, of that particular society. Let's take an example, International Solar Alliance. Now, as this International Solar Alliance is a regional grouping, but it is depending upon the geographical location, right? It is depending upon the tropical countries. The reason being the sunlight is available in a plenty amount over these countries, tropical countries. So in this way, the groupings are affected, the decisions are affected due to the geography present in these countries. The second aspect which we need to study or which we need to understand while studying this subject is the historical context. Now, why historical context is necessary? The reason is simple. After the World War II or after World War I, we have seen a tremendous change in the global grouping system. First, the globe was divided into two, but now it is turned into multilateral globe. The reason is simple. People are getting aware. The world is getting globalized. The world is getting liberalized. The market economies are having free trade agreements. So all this changing scenario, all this analysis is very necessary. Now, why this is again necessary? Because it will help you in scoring more marks in your mains and in your interview. Not only in GS paper 2, but international relation, this subject is significant with respect to if you have your essay paper, if you have your optional paper that is PSIR, Political Science and International Relations, तो यहाँ पे आप score और enhance कर सकते हो. And most importantly, that is the third phase of this competitive examination, that is interview stage. Now, after having all this scenario, after building this updation or what about the global happenings, we will be having a clear idea. We will be having a clear idea that if something is happening today in the another world or in the Western world, it will be eventually affecting Indian national scenario. It will be eventually affecting the national or the regional scenario. For example, the Canada issue. For example, the Gaza crisis or the Red Sea crisis issue. For example, Russia-Ukraine. It had affected the Indian economy. It had affected the Indian society as well. So all this cause-effect graph, all this butterfly effect, we need to hold it together. We need to consolidate these notes in a very strategized manner, and we need to study accordingly in this foundation batch. So last but not the least, the significance of current affairs. Now, in today's discussion, while addressing major three questions, the first was the UPSC syllabus line, second was the analysis of previous years, and the third was what proper strategy we need to maintain. Now, beyond that, going a step forward, we need to also address the significance of current affairs. Now, what is the significance of current affairs? Recently, Russia had changed its nuclear policy. China is also having an ambition to be a superpower in Asian region as well as the Western world. Global dynamics will affect our Indian system, how it will affect the Indian security, how it will affect the regional politics as well. So we need to address this significance and study the current affairs, because this will eventually affect our polity subject as well. This will affect our economy subject as well. And you'll need to have updated seeing this current affairs. Finally, when you or when we would be having a discussion each and every time, we would be also going through the previous year's questions, which are also divided on the same themes. Now, in the recent year, okay, in 2023 mains, the recent mains, we have seen the questions on neighborhood, especially with respect to SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and the West Asian countries, that is immediate neighborhood and the extended neighborhood. The second theme, that is bilateral and regional groupings, we have seen the question around the major groupings and the minor groupings as well. Previously, UPSC used to ask the major groupings if in respect to WTO, with respect to United Nations, but in recent years, UPSC have also started with the minor groupings like I2, U2. So in this way, we need to stay updated with current affairs. We need to stay updated with the previous year's questions. We need to stay updated with this major four themes while preparing for our foundational international relation. The third theme, effects of policies and politics of the developed and developing countries on Indian diaspora. So here the question was in relation with the changing of the current geopolitics. The second question was related to the China. See again, this is a major power, that is China, and the first question was related to the changing geopolitics due to the climate change. So we can address this thing that we can study this thing that international relation is changed on major two themes. First is the ongoing geopolitics. Second is ongoing climate change effects. So concluding our today's orientation session, I would be assuring that while you go through this foundation batch, you would be having the previous year's questions in practice as well as the MCQs for your preliminary examination. On basis of this, we will be analyzing your progress and mentoring in the possible way. So thank you. I hope you got a clear idea of how we would be going holistically, depending upon the UPSC syllabus line, depending upon the previous year's questions, depending upon the main components of international relations, and having a regular practice by staying updated with current affairs. Thank you.